Fire-breathing dragons, creatures of legend and fantasy, right? They soar through ancient tales, their scales glistening, wings unfurled, breathing fire across landscapes both mystical and terrifying. But here's the question. Why did so many ancient cultures, separated by thousands of miles and centuries of history, all spin tales about enormous reptilian beasts? Was it just the power of imagination? Or could there be a kernel of truth, something real at the heart of these myths? Let's start by digging into the dirt. Literally. Imagine you're an ancient farmer, tilling your field when your plow strikes something hard. You dig and soon unearth a gigantic curved bone, longer than your arm and heavier than anything you've ever hauled. No one in your village has ever seen a beast that could grow such a bone. What would you think? For many early societies, these mysterious fossils, remnants of dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures, were the only evidence they had of a lost, unimaginable world. With no knowledge of extinction or ancient history, people tried to make sense of these relics the best way they could, weaving them into stories of monstrous dragons. In ancient China, fossilized dinosaur eggs and massive bones were unearthed and called dragon bones. These were ground into medicine, treasured as mystical remnants from the era when dragons roamed the earth. Elsewhere, in the deserts of Central Asia, the remains of protoceratops, dinosaurs with beaked faces and frilled necks, gave rise to griffin and dragon stories along the Silk Road. But the legend of the dragon didn't take only one form. In China, dragons were revered as symbols of wisdom, strength, and good fortune. They controlled the rain, governed rivers, and were thought to live in the clouds. They were celebrated in art, festivals, and even the imperial throne, which was called the Dragon Throne. Chinese dragons are long, serpentine, and often depicted without wings, gliding gracefully through water and sky alike. Their image is one of harmony and power, a force for good, not evil. Contrast that to Europe, where dragons were creatures of chaos and destruction. Picture the fire-breathing monsters of medieval tales, hoarding treasure in dark caves, laying waste to villages, and facing down brave knights. In these stories, dragons represented the ultimate challenge, evil to be conquered, sometimes even an embodiment of the devil himself. The differences are striking, but the question remains, why did both cultures latch onto the dragon, each shaping it to their own worldview? One answer may lie in the natural world. Across Asia and Africa, enormous snakes and crocodiles haunted the rivers, inspiring awe and fear. The komodo dragon, discovered in Indonesia, is a massive lizard with a fearsome bite. Though it can't breathe fire, its size and ferocity sparked the imagination of anyone who encountered it. Even today, its very name, dragon, links it to the myth. In the ancient world, travelers' tales often grew in the telling. A crocodile glimpsed in the Nile became a monster 100 feet long by the time the story reached a far-off land. Sailors encountering enormous whales or the sea serpents might describe creatures so vast they could capsize ships, fueling legends of aquatic dragons lurking just beneath the waves. Then there are the thunderbirds and winged serpents of Native American mythology, the feathered Quetzalcoatl of Mesoamerica, the giant worms of Norse and Celtic legend. It seems that wherever people lived, dragons, whether in the sky, on land, or in the sea, were never far from their imagination. Some researchers believe the dragon is a kind of universal monster, born from our deepest fears and instincts. The traits that define a dragon, sharp teeth, claws, scales, the ability to fly or spit fire, are all exaggerations of real dangers our ancestors faced. Predatory cats, venomous snakes, the unpredictable fury of storms and volcanoes. But why the fire? Perhaps it's because fire is both essential and terrifying. It brings warmth, light, and life, but can also destroy without mercy. If you've ever watched a forest fire rage or seen lava pour from a volcano, you know how easy it is to imagine a creature so powerful it could breathe fire itself. In some cultures, dragons are said to live inside volcanoes, their breath fueling eruptions and earthquakes. The dragon, then, is a kind of mirror. It reflects the natural world back to us, magnified and transformed by myth. It's a symbol of the unknown, of the mysteries that lurk just out of sight, waiting to be discovered or defeated. When we find something we can't explain, a fossil, a strange animal, a natural disaster, we turn to stories. Stories help us make sense of the world, connect us to our ancestors, and push us to explore the boundaries between fantasy and fact. Today, we know that dinosaurs once ruled the Earth. The giant reptiles still prowl remote islands, and that fossils can unlock secrets millions of years old. But the fascination with dragons endures. They live on in our books, movies, and dreams, not just as monsters to be slain, but as reminders of our boundless curiosity and imagination. So, what do you think? Were dragons born from fossils, from fear, from real animals, or from something even more mysterious? Are they simply a myth, or do they point to truths about the world that early humans sensed but couldn't yet explain? If you're fascinated by the intersection of mythology and science, you're not alone. The story of the dragon is still being written, one discovery and one legend at a time. Whether you see dragons as fantasy, fossil, or fact, one thing is certain: their story is far from over. What's your theory? Let's dive into the conversation and unravel the mystery together.